witches, blessed be. This is White Raven over here. Today is Monday, so happy Magic Mondays to all of you guys. Welcome, witches. Thank you for being here another Monday. I am so happy to talk to you today. Thank you for all the love with my past video when I was showing you my witchy room. Very excited that you liked the video. That really warms my heart. Today I have a video for you guys that has been in the back of my head for months now. Trust me, it's a really deep rabbit hole because this mixes science with spirituality, things that some people believe and some other people don't believe. So it was a little bit complicated for me to find precise information for you guys. I'm going to give you an account of what I believe regarding this topic, which is what happened when someone dies. It's a question that I have in the back of my head. Like, I need to know. I really need to know what happened with my energy based on the fact that you can destroy energy and I am energy. So what happens with my energy or people's energy when they die? But before I go into this topic, I want to welcome you. If you're new, my name is White Raven. I'm here to teach you magic from my perspective because the map of the world is different for everybody. Please, witches, YouTube is slowing down the views of channels like mine, for example. Please, I know that a lot of you guys watch my videos, but you guys haven't noticed that you guys are not subscribed. So please go check if you're subscribed, and if you're not, can you please just click on the subscribe button? You'll do me such a great favor. I will really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Also, make sure to leave comments, even if it's just a heart, something there that reminds me that you're here for me and for the magic and that you're enjoying all this. I will really appreciate that. I have a wonderful website, whiteravenandwitcheslayer.com. There's a lot of new stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. I order a lot of stuff. I have some new oils on the making, so I'm really excited to share that with you as well. Now, let's get into the video that I have for you today, which is me and my husband like to walk for exercise, and we know our neighborhood pretty well. This neighborhood is on the older side of the town, and I have a lot of elderly people living around me. You probably know that I love the elderly. I love my crone. I love my viejitos so much. In one corner down here, down the street, lived this couple, very old people. It was a husband and a wife, and he was taking care of her. She was in a wheelchair. He looked always so loving. The house always so tidy. Their car always so clean, always well parked, quiet. To make the long story short, in June, we realized that he was found dead in his home. We don't know if he was found dead with his wife in there or if his wife had already passed and he was just living in the house alone. The point is that we walked by the house, police was there, firefighters were there, and yeah, sure enough, he was found dead in his home. This was back in June, witches, and ever since then, I can't stop thinking about him. I feel so sad every time I go by the house because I feel him there, witches. To make matters worse, the house was sold, just recently sold, and they are renovating it. I think they're gutting the house, they're renovating it, and I am so angry for this guy because I feel like he is in this house. This took me into this rabbit hole of finding out what happened when we died. What happened to this gentleman, to the elderly person when he passed in the house? What, me as a witch, if I were to move in the house, what are the things that I may be expecting if I walk into the house? Why am I feeling him so much? So let's discuss what happens when we die, which is death does not happen all at once. It's more like a candle burning out. The fire is going to go out, then you'll see the smoke going out, and then the last thing that you're going to feel is either the scent, if it's a candle that smells good, or the warmth of the candle going away. In the same way, when we died, our energy is released in layers from the body into the spirit. Each one letting go at its own pace. Each layer leaving its mark in the world around them. So let me discuss with you these 4 layers of energy that I understand we release when we die. When a person dies, it begins a very quiet exchange with Mother Earth. We're built from the same things that makes the trees, the ocean, and the stars, which is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, calcium. Those atoms do not vanish when lives end. They go back into the life cycle. For example, let's talk about autumn leaves. We're in autumn right now. You see all those leaves falling. Are they dead? Yeah, they look like they're dead, but they are going to become food for what it's to grow in spring when plants regrow again. The leaves that fall now will be the food for the future. The same thing happens to us humans. When we are buried, our body decomposes and all those atoms are seeped into Mother Earth, nourishing roots and all that micro life in the soil. When we are cremated, these atoms are elevated through smoke and fire, becoming air and dust again. Either way, which is nothing is wasted. Energy cannot be destroyed. The earth reclaims its loan and the cycle continues. We are raised to fear death because we think it's the end. But on an energetic level, nothing vanishes. The same carbon that formed your bones may one day become food for trees, flowers, or part of another person. And that is not spooky witches, that is sacred. It means that we are never truly gone. We just change shape. So as you see, our first layer of energy that is released into the ether is our own body. We give back the atoms that we took from Mother Earth. Next, this is the second layer of energy. Your bioenergy. Your energy field, something that many people call the aura. When a person dies, the electric currents that runs through their bodies stops because the heart no longer needs electrical signals. Your brain currents, that electric currents, it goes quiet. But energy by nature do not just vanish. It starts to unravel and spreads. If you witness the death of someone, you know that in the immediate moment that the person dies, that electricity that once made that body warm, magnetic, and alive, it radiates outwards. It's like that last warmth from a bonfire. The fire fades, but the heat you can still feel. When you are present in such moments, I have, perhaps you have too, but people that have witnessed somebody die describe this moment as filled with pressure shifting in the environment. Sometimes you feel chills or maybe even a rush of air. In my particular case, I also felt like I was underwater. And that is witches. That energy is detaching from that physical vessel. This phase could be a short-term phase, lasting from hours to days. This discharge, this biomagnetism, that magnetic field that we have, can attach itself to the surrounding materials. Some examples of these materials are wood, metal, fabric, and even the moisture in the air. A bed, a chair, or even the walls near where somebody died can retain that electromagnetic imprint for some time. This is why for days or weeks the area may feel different. It could be heavy, maybe still, maybe gently buzzing, especially to sensitive people, animals, and family members. Eventually, the environment will equalize. Movement, sunlight, and even air will scatter the remainings of this energy back into the ether. And nothing is really mystical about it, which is it's just simply the beauty of transformation. To make it simple, when someone dies, their electricity doesn't just flick off, it spreads out. Some goes into the air, some goes into the ground, and some, which is, hear me out, goes into the things that the deceased touch every day. For a short while, the world hums with their vibration. That's why freshly empty spaces, they feel strange because they're still holding that body's echo. And perhaps that's what I feel every single day when I walk in front of my neighbor's house. Over time, this particular layer of energy is going to soften and it will blend back into the energy of Mother Earth. Now let's talk about energy layer number 3, emotional imprint. This layer, which is going to form through emotions and repetition. Every thought and feeling carries a vibration. When emotions are strong or they repeat often, like for example, love, grief, fear, devotion, hate, they will carve that frequency into their environment. I'm going to give you some examples so you can understand what I'm trying to say. Do you know that comfort feeling, that warm feeling that you feel when you walk into grandma's kitchen, even years when grandma has been gone and passed? Or that uneasy feeling when you walk into a room where people that argue a lot past? Or that eerie feeling or sadness that you feel when you walk into a room when someone died before their time, either by illness, accident, or somebody unaliving themselves? Those are emotional imprints. And over time, witches that can replace certain moods, repeating themselves when conditions are right. That's why sometimes you can enter a house and feel fear, sadness, or maybe even peace before you even know the story of the place. I experienced that a lot when I was house hunting before I purchased this house. I entered some houses that really gave me the heebie-jeebies, which is funny because they were completely empty and the space looked completely sterile. Have that happened to you? Now let's talk about the last and number 4th energy layer that I want to share with you. And this is the one that should matter the most to us witches. This is the spiritual essence, which is this is the self-aware spark of a soul. This is the spirit. No memory, not residue, but presence. The spirit is the part that is intelligent, the part that remembers itself, the awareness that says, I am. When the body dies, this essence could move rather quickly, but sometimes it can stay very close, especially, and these are some examples, there's confusion about their death, sudden passing, trauma, accident. There's duty or love tied to the living, a caretaker, a parent, a protector. There's unfinished emotion, guilt, grief, or even curiosity, which is this is the layer that can visit you in dreams. It can flicker lights in response or be sensed at something that looks back at you when you sense it. This spirit, which is, it lingers by choice or confusion, and it can grow calmer and fade, or it can grow angrier and darker until it finds resolution. A spirit, which is not a residual echo. It is aware. It can think, feel, and remember. It moves with purpose and sometimes even pain and many other things. A spirit can bless you, warn you, visit you simply to say goodbye. It can also terrorize you, attach to you, and really drive you crazy. So let's talk now about how energy can become imprinted and be absorbed in a specific place. How does that happen? Which is energy leaves fingerprints and the world remembers. Just because we don't see doesn't mean things are not out there. When I say that a place remembers, I'm not trying to be poetic. I'm trying to describe how the environment literally absorbs vibration from emotion, motion, and presence. Everything in this world vibrates. Some materials are better listening than others. So let me break it down for you so you guys can understand it. Let's talk now about limestone, quartz, and iron. They are like the natural recorders. Limestone and quartz, which are like hard drives of Mother Earth. They vibrate very easily and they can store electromagnetic energy. Many haunted buildings are actually built in limestones. Some examples are the pyramids, the Colosseum, the Empire State Building, and so many asylums. There's many constructions made out of limestone. These buildings, these structures, they hold energy like a battery. Now, iron is going to do something slightly different. It doesn't just store the energy, it conducts and amplifies this energy. That's why us witches use iron cauldrons to amplify energy. Now, in buildings, it can carry emotional current throughout the framework, connecting room energetically like wires. The same thing happened with railroads. If you guys are a fan of ghost hunting shows and things like that, watch and see what they say about railroads and limestone and so on and so forth. To put it simple, quartz will remember, iron will carry, and limestone will keep. Now let's talk about wood and metal. Those are going to be your everyday conductors. Wood absorbs energy like skin absorbs sunlight. It's porous, it breathes, it ages. Think about that wooden rocking chair that your grandma used to use. Even if it's empty right now, somehow it still feels alive. And it may move here and there sometimes. That, my beautiful witches, is energetic absorption. Metal, on the other hand, is going to move energy really fast. Doorknobs, fences, and even pipes can carry static or mood throughout an entire place. And food for thought, this is why bells are so sacred in cleansing rituals, because they shake loose the charge that metal holds. Another way of absorption, humidity and still air. Stillness is energy favorite hiding place. Where air doesn't move and humidity is high, energy does not dissipate. That's why old basements, closed bedrooms, or even abandoned buildings feel so thick and eerie. Energy has been sitting there undisturbed. Movement, sunlight, air, laughter will help to dissipate all that stagnation. Energy loves motion, which is stillness and stagnation will make it linger. Now let's talk about how repetition makes energy linger, this is one of the most human ways in which you can imprint energy. Every time we do the same thing, we walk up and down a hallway, we stand in front of the same window and we look out that window every day forever and ever and ever. We pray in the same corner, we cry every single night. We reinforce an energetic track. Over the time, this vibration, this energy will become habitual to the place. Now let's talk about intensity. When emotions burn in, which is energy imprints most powerfully during trauma, shock, or deep emotions, moments of sudden death, violent death, passionate death. Massive amount of electrical charge are released from the body. And that burst of energy, witches, can literally scar the environment for years. This is why so many places feel haunted. Even after repainted and redecorated, they hold an energetic memory of impact. So witches' energy does not vanish. It clings to what can hold it. Stone remembers, metal carries, wood absorbs, air and stillness preserves, habit engraves, emotions burn. And that's how the world becomes a living diary, written not in ink, but in vibrations. So there's many ways for you to clean a space. If you have witnessed somebody die, if somebody have died in your space, in your home, or if you're moving into a home and then you find out, hey, like let's say the people that is going to move to the house where my neighbor died, probably don't know that somebody died in there, and they're probably going to find some energy lingering around that house. You know what? There's ways for you to cleanse these spaces. First thing that you need to do in order to clean spiritually, you need to clean physically. You're not going to be able to clean a cluttered space spiritually unless you first clean the clutter, witches. It's really important that we physically clean with cleaners, we open windows, we let the air and the light in, we refresh that energy. Ways in which you can clean all this stagnant or attached energy with scents, with smells, with candles, with waters, with music, which is sound, with bells. Go around your home with bell and disrupt that energy, shake that energy out and let it go out. I love particularly scents, smokes, waters, and absolutely 100% sound. I have beautiful bells and my beautiful and very loud cowbell. You have no idea how this cleanses. Immediately, you feel it immediately. You go around your home with a cowbell. I am telling you right now, open your windows, do this, and that energy will be going away pretty fast. You can also do rituals, witches, and sometimes witches, we can have very stubborn spirits in our homes that have been in that specific space for many, many, many years. Sometimes you need the help of somebody that knows more than you. I don't know everything, but if I need a medium, for example, to help me elevate a soul that is trapped in my house, I'm gonna look for that medium. So don't be afraid to reach out for someone. And don't be always thinking that these things are bad. And this takes me to the end of this video, and I hope I tickle your brain a little bit to make you do more research. Why is it important for us to know this? Why am I doing this video and I'm sharing this with you? First of all, because I want to have a conversation, because I need to know. But also, witches, when you walk through this world, you're not just walking in thin air. You are walking through memory. Every place, every object, every person carries layers of energy. Understanding those layers, it means you're never going to be caught off guard by heaviness, by sadness, or strange feelings that you can't explain. This is not superstition, witches. This is awareness. And why does this matter? Because if you know how your energy works, you will stop taking everything personally. You start noticing this sadness isn't mine. This anger does not belong to me. This house isn't haunted. It's just remembering pain. You will become someone that will be able to read rooms the way others can't. Not because you're paranoid, but because you are present. You can walk into chaos and bring about order. You can sense grief and offer peace. We just don't work with energy. We listen to it, heal it, and set it free. When you understand how energy lingers after death, after conflict, after trauma, you become a guardian of balance, both in your home and in the unseen world. Which is, we all know how it is to walk into a room after a fight. You can feel the argument hanging in the air, or step into a loved one old room and feel their warmth. That is energy, and that's what we work with. As witches, we don't fear it. We understand it. We learn how to clear, protect, and guide it. Which is, energy never dies. It only changes form. That means nothing is ever truly lost, and everything can be transformed. That's why we do magic. Darkness can become light. Heaviness can become peace. And you, witch, you are the bridge between what is seen and what it is. Remember. So the next time that you feel chills when you walk into a room, don't panic. Listen. Ask what the energy is trying to tell you. Because when you understand how energy lives, dies, and lingers, you will understand the heartbeat of the universe itself. Which is, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you the best. And I hope you understood this video. And that's it, witches. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope I get to express and convey this message. Please let me know what you think about this topic. Let me know what you know. I would love to know. If you want, you can email me in my website, whiteravenandwitcheslayer.com. Which is, in this live, you must research. Every day, there's something that you need to learn every single day. All this knowledge is power. When we know these things, when we know about energy, we are empowered power in knowing how to handle things that come our way. Instead of being afraid and feeling like a victim, we take charge and we know what to do. This is why I tell you that knowledge is power, and you must study and research and learn, and with all that knowledge that you acquire, you must stay so very wicked. Bye. See you Monday.